Hello, everybody, and welcome back once again. Another edition of Inside the Headset, and I go down to the 1A level, and I've got on the phone with me the head coach of the Moore County Raiders, head coach Jason Dobbs. How you doing tonight, Coach?
I'm doing good, Stork. How about yourself?
Doing real good. We was just talking before we came on the air and everything. Talk to us a little bit about the Moore County Raiders. How many numbers you got? You said you didn't have that many, so what is not that many, Coach?
No, we got about 28 players this year. I got a lot of juniors, not many seniors, not many freshmen. We've had the past 2 years we've had about 13 on the middle school team and 15 the year before that. So just numbers aren't real big down here. We're going through a little dry spell of kids, but the ones I have are quality kids and they're fun to coach, so that makes it worthwhile.
Coaching at the 1A level, and now that you got 28 and you've been drifting and you had you've kind of worked, have you changed your philosophy any and what you're trying to do, since you know kind of when you look at the beginning of the season and you know what you got to work with?
Yeah, it's you just got some guys that won't ever leave the field. It's typical 1A football. It's we call it Iron Man ball. You got about 11 to 15 guys that play all the time, and it is what it is. We don't have the luxuries of having. We're in a school about 250, 60 kids, 9 through 12, and you go to a big school, they got that many in a class. So,
right.
But it teaches kids good work ethic because they have to work to get where they want to get and to be successful. So, I love it at the small school level.
So yeah, and you kind of, Coach, this is your first head coaching job, and you went to Moore County like that. Are you glad now you kind of went down there and started, now that it's kind of all kind of played out for you, versus you going, let's say, and not to be mean, but maybe going over to Lebanon and end up playing against Coach Creasy or something like that? Are you a little bit? Where are you on that?
No, I'm perfectly content where I'm at. I think it was a great decision. It was the right time in my career, and the people down here are great. The support's great. I couldn't ask for anything better. So I've been on both sides. I've been to the top and the bottom, and this is more my kind of place. When I can know all my kids and their parents, and if I have a problem with them, I can call the parent. That to me is more coaching than just the X's and O's.
Let's talk about your opponent on Friday night. You're going to catch Cascade, and I think you got to go over there because I was at your place last year. Talk to us about Cascade this year. What are they going to be doing?
Cascade is a much improved football team. I've watched them on video that we swapped, and they got a really big fullback. They're pretty sound on offense, defense, the things that they're doing. Coach Tyler's done a great job with them. It's going to be a challenge for us. It's a big school. They're a 2A, borderline 3A school. So he got about, probably, I tried to count on the sideline. I think he had about 50 kids out.
Wow. So double the numbers compared to what you got.
Right. But, they can only put 11 on the field at a time, and we'll just go see what happens. Special
teams-wise, when you only got 28 kids, like you mentioned, are you going for two, or do you have a kicker?
No, I've got a kicker. I had a kid last year that kicked for me as a sophomore, and he struggled, but he's worked over the off season, and he's actually starting at guard for me.
Oh, it's great. You got a kicker that's a guard.
He came to me after the season, and he was like, do I just have to kick? And I'm like, I thought that's what you wanted to do. He said, I want to play a position. I was like, sure. And so he got in the weight room and got after it and put on about 50 pounds and has actually been doing a really good job for us at guard and got better at kicking. So he does all the kickoff and extra points, and then my son Bryson is the punter. So,
well, yeah. And how's that working out? Is he enjoying himself?
Oh yeah, he's just doing what he does, every day. I got a really, really good group of juniors.
Do you?
And I got 2 senior linemen, a couple of senior running backs, and 1 split end, and that's it. So.
Well, you got what you need. And right now, as far as facilities and stuff, and I've been talking to some of the other coaches and everything, what is Moore County? I mean, what is something that you'd like to work on, or what is something you desperately need when we start to think about a 1A school way down in Lynchburg? I mean, what is something you need in order to develop or move your program into where, a situation that's a little bit better than where you are today?
Well, facility-wise, you can always do improvements, but, I'm pretty happy with what we've got. Of course, a bigger weight room would be nice, and we're actually in the process of getting one of those, so, our facility-wise is pretty good, and I got a really good support group, for the Booster Club and stuff. They take care of just about anything we need, so big item we need would be a scoreboard. If you know anybody out there who wants to sponsor a scoreboard. Scoreboard. Well,
you never know. I mean, there's always Coach Creasy's trying to find some money too to fund that field.
No, he's going after field turf though. I can't do that.
You can't do that. We'll take a scoreboard.
No.
Pepsi, Coca-Cola.
We just want a scoreboard.
Yeah, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, any of them. They used to buy a scoreboard. I don't know if they do.
They don't do it anymore. They've bailed out on all that. So now you got to go out and either the school's got to fund it or the program's got to fund it. I know like a lot of schools I've talked to, local banks, have sponsored them. So
what
knock on some doors.
What are we looking at price wise for a decent scoreboard? What like you'd like to have?
The one I priced was $29,000.
So $30K.
That's
35 install.
$30,000. That's
35 with
all LED, digital, wireless with end zone clocks, whole 9 yards.
Yeah, you want those end zone clocks because if you're going to get it, get the 30-second.
Right.
All right, Coach. Well, good luck on Friday night, and I'll try to talk to you next week. And you coming up Saturday?
No, I'm actually going to be working down here at the Lynchburg Music Festival.
Well, if you get a chance, I'll send you the link. Tune in on Stork Vision.
Sounds good, buddy.
See you.